Happy Tuesday, everyone. Yesterday we talked about dual handler training and we demonstrated how to use it to either perfect that heel or to solve any sort of problems that just kind of set in on the heel. Things like overcrowding, maybe jumping on you while you're walking the dog, and maybe the dog creeps a little bit when you come to a stop. Today we're going to show you how to use dual handling to create a rock solid place and stay, and also for switch, how you can create the great switch using two handlers. Okay, so pay attention here. A couple things right off the bat. For place, a little bit unlike yesterday, Joshua has a long line and I have a long line. And they're hooked to opposite collars, but again, you can choose to use a harness. My job is to restrain. His job is to train. No jerking is allowed. Whenever you have two handlers on long lines, we do not use jerking. Okay, everything is simply a lean into the animal, kind of restrain, just park them right there where you want them to be. This is all about not allowing big mistakes. Big mistakes. We're going to only allow small, tiny little mistakes, the ones that you learn from, but you never learn to make the big ones. Okay, so here we go. Ready, Joshua?
Yep.
All right, so Joshua's heeling the dog. I'm going to back out to about 10 feet. And right here, Joshua's going to tell place, and as soon as he does, and the dog's on, stay like normal, and now he's going to back away. So now if we have any distractions, Mackenzie, can you come in here and be a distraction for us?
Hi, buddy.
Okay, so what would happen here is if this dog, and by the way, this dog's name is Archie as well. We had an Archie on here yesterday, and now we have a second Archie, so this is Archie number 2. But if Archie were to hop off the cot, if he were to do that, oh, he didn't take my bait. I tried to see if he'd take my bait, but he wouldn't take it. But here's what would have happened. Had Archie stepped off the cot, Joshua and I would have both just leaned into our long lines. While Joshua says, no, phooey, bad dog, you name it. Then he's going to say place. And the neat thing about this is that the two of you can actually walk the dog back onto the cot. So we wouldn't need to come all the way back to the cot. So just to kind of demonstrate that, because Archie's not going to, I don't think he's going to make this mistake, let's kind of get him off a little bit, Joshua, and then you and I, let's walk him back onto the cot. So we're going to pretend like he made a mistake. So let's kind of walk him up free. We're going against the rules here, but we just want to demonstrate. So right there, we'd say bad dog, but we're not, because he didn't really make a mistake. We made him do that. But we're going to say place. And we can walk him right back onto the cot. Really nice thing to be able to do, because again, we want subtlety. We don't want to come racing back in, place, all the sort of stuff, stay. No, in the advanced parts of training, at the end, you want to be able to stand out here, entertain your company, talk to your guest, put the dog in a place at a cafe, so on and so forth, and then not have to pay attention to your dog all the time. You want everything being done from a subtle movement, a quiet movement, not a drastic movement. Okay, Joshua, come back in. Let's demonstrate that one more time. So again, he's the primary trainer. He returns like normal, does the complex. So, remember, step 1, he returns. Step 2, he takes control. Step 3, he says free.
Free.
All right, good boy, Archie dog. We're going to do it again.
Place.
And as soon as the dog's on the cot, he says stay. Joshua backs away. I'm already in position. I'm already here. And if the dog settles down, do me a favor, both of you, the primary handler and the secondary handler, we both just kind of drop our lines on the ground. We're holding them, but we're not letting Archie feel any sort of influence from us. Again, adopting that attitude, wrong is good. I hope you get off of there. All right, Mackenzie, turn it on. I need this dog to get off this cot here. I need a mistake here.
Archie, hi, buddy. Look at you, man. What are you doing?
Oh, well, we're not going to count that one. He fell off the darn cot. It is raining out here, a little slippery on the try doing push-ups. Maybe that'll get him off. No, I'm just teasing. Okay. All right, thanks, Mackenzie. Okay, so now let's move over to the switch. So Joshua, come in and take them off. Again, had Archie stepped off, we would have applied just easy pressure on the line from both ends. Both of these pressures in the opposite directions here will create an animal that just has to remain on that spot. All right, Joshua's switching to a short leash because he's going to be the primary handler. Now Mackenzie's going to assist us because we're going to do switch.
Free.
All right, and I'm going to real quickly just get our cot out of our way. Okay, in switch, you guys got to get coordinated here. You got to kind of like a little dance troupe almost. You got to talk to one another. You have to work as a team here because Joshua's going to give the command switch, and the only movement I want Joshua doing at this point is just changing sides with his hands, reaching over, grabbing the leash. The dog walks over to the right side, reaching back with his left hand. The dog walks to the left side. This isn't the beginning of training. This is towards the end of training. So therefore, I don't want Joshua to always have to walk down the road, go switch, step in front of the dog, pull the dog around, and then get the dog over here. No way. He simply wants to be able to say switch, and there goes the dog, and all he's doing is transferring the leash from one side of his body to the other. And we're going to make that happen. Okay, so pay attention. Joshua, you ready?
Ready.
Heel the dog.
Heel. Switch.
Now all I do is I let my leash pay out. That's all I do. My leash pays out. Mackenzie pulls.
Switch.
Now I pull. Mackenzie lets her leash pull out. Or just pay out.
Switch.
Mackenzie pulls. Mine just pays out.
Switch.
Very good. Coming again.
Switch.
She pulls. I let my leash pay out.
Switch.
I pull. She lets hers pay out. Joshua, come to a halt for a second, please. Okay, right there. I'm going to help him like yesterday. Just kind of do a little pull on there. Whenever you're doing this, you've got to work together, and you're going to have to practice a little bit. You're going to make a few mistakes. Because if Mackenzie pulls when Joshua says switch for the dog to go from the left side to the right side, if she pulls, but I keep my tension on my line, well, the dog can't get over there. Can't. So pay attention to what you're doing. Work through it. Work as a team. All of you guys are coordinated together. Still, one last time.
Heel. Switch.
I let my pay out.
Switch.
I pull. There we go. And when you guys make these turns, by the way, the primary handler, Benny, the person on the outside. In other words, pivots. Great time to work on pivoting versus a big round turn.
Switch.
Okay, I'm pulling. Okay, now Josh is going to kind of pivot here, make the dog pivot. And again, I still have another job. Keep this dog off of his leg.
Switch.
Good.
Switch.
Well done. Let's go ahead and come to a halt. Very good. So right there. In fact, Joshua, go ahead and say stay now.
Stay.
Walk away. So now Mackenzie and I, go ahead and drop your leash. You can leave because Mackenzie and I now can keep control of the dog right here in this spot. Right here in this spot. Okay, Mackenzie, let's put our leashes on the ground. Okay, we'll hold them in our hands. We just don't want to have influence on the dog because if you hold the leash up high, they can feel that tension. Just going to put it right down here on the ground. And now we have literally place without a cot. If the dog tries to move, Mackenzie and I both apply a little bit of pressure here until the dog settles back down. Then we release the pressure, let him know he did a darn good job. Always think about that reward too. All right, Mackenzie, you have total control. I'm letting go of my line. Talk together, especially when you're outdoors. You got to work together. You don't want your dog to escape from you, running down the street, getting out in traffic, what have you. Guys, this is fun. This is really fun. You can take a really good place and make it unbelievably rock solid. Same thing with that stay. You can make that switch happen like captain switches. Lightning fast from boom, one side to the next side, this side to that side. Work it, work it, work it, back and forth and back and forth. We were going really slow for your benefit. But when we're doing this here, oh, we're going. Oh, and that little strip that you saw, that switch right there that we did 2 of them, we're doing 10 of them in that amount of time. So guys, practice this, get the whole family involved, get out there, be safe, keep your distance away from other people, but really practice switch, practice place, practice stay, practice that heel, practice that come to a dead stop, doing dual handling. Need 2 lines to some willing participants. And that's what your family's for. So get out and get involved and quit binging on TV all the time and get to training your dog. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, if you found this information beneficial and you think someone else could benefit from it, you know the rules. Please, please, please share the video. And then if you have any questions, send them in. Bryan with the Y at tamingthewild.com. We'll see you guys tomorrow.